Hello friends, I hope you are all well, and today's episode is about GST. So this is the important episode for those who do not know much about GST and for the students of class 10 ICSE board because it is in your syllabus. So to understand this topic you have to watch this video very carefully from the beginning to the end. So let's start. GST. The full form of GST is Goods and Services Tax. Then I will first discuss about goods. What is goods? Goods means every kind of movable things or property. That is, anything can be moved from one place to another place. It does not include money and securities, just as share, bonds, stocks, etc. Now I will discuss about services. What is services? Services means activities relating to the use of money, just as banking service, insurance service, etc. Now I will talk about tax. What is tax? Government needs money for administration, development, welfare scheme, employee salary and so on. For this purpose, government collects money, that is called revenue, by levying taxes within their respective territories. Okay. In India, there are two types of taxes, direct taxes and indirect taxes. Now, what is called direct taxes? Direct tax levied on income of individual or organization, and the tax levied on individual is called income tax, and the tax levied on the income of organization is called corporate tax. Okay. Now, I will talk about indirect tax. Indirect tax paid by the consumer or organization when they buy goods, services or both. Direct tax is paid to the government directly, but the indirect tax is paid to the government indirectly. Before 1st July 2017, there are many types of indirect taxes in India, just as excise duty, custom duty, service tax, value added tax, entertainment tax and so on. But after 1st July 2017, on the principle of one nation one tax, our government introduced a single indirect tax, that is called GST or Goods and Service Taxes. It subsumes many taxes levied by state government and central government. So GST is an indirect tax levied on the supply of goods and services. We can also tell that GST is a consumption based tax which is levied when someone buy or transfer goods, services or both, and it is levied at the every point of sale of goods, services or both. Now I will tell about some terms related to GST. First one is dealer. Who is dealer? Any person who buys goods or services for resale is known as dealer. A dealer can be a firm or be a company. Only a dealer registered under GST is authorized to collect GST on sale of goods, service or both. Now I will talk about input GST. GST paid by the dealers to purchase goods and services is known as input GST, and the GST collected by the dealers from the customer is known as output GST. Intrastate. What is intrastate? Intrastate means within the same state. Interstate. Interstate means one state to another. GST is a destination based consumption tax. Consumption decides who will collect the tax, that is the state government or central government or union territory or both. On this basis, GST is divided into three parts. First one is central GST or CGST. GST is collected by the central government for interstate transaction or movement of goods and services. Second one is SGST or UGST. In India, there are 29 states and 8 union territories. For the state, the GST is called state GST, and for the union territory, the GST is called UGST or union territory GST. So, in that case, there are two types of GST, SGST and UGST. Now, what is called SGST? Which is collected by the state for intrastate transaction or movement of goods or services. In the similar way, GST collected by the Union Territory for intra-Union Territory transaction or movement of goods or service or both. Last one is integrated GST or IGST, which is levied by the central government for interstate transaction or movement, including import of goods and services. However, central government distribute the GST between the respective state governments as per law. Now, I will discuss about two important notes. Note 1. In case of intrastate transaction, the seller collects both the SGST and CGST from the buyer and deposit CGST to the central government and SGST with the state government. So, for intrastate transaction, there will be two types of GST. One is central GST and another one is SGST, because intrastate GST is applicable in the both the two cases. Now, I will give you an example. If the rate of GST is 18%, then the rate of CGST is 9% and the rate of SGST will be 9%. Okay. Similarly, in case of UGST, the seller collects both the UGST and CGST from the buyers and deposit the UGST to the Union Territory and deposit the CGST to the central government. For example, if the GST is 18%, then the rate of UGST is 9% and the rate of CGST is 9%. Note 2. In case of interstate transaction, the seller collects the IGST from the buyer and deposit it with the central government. For example, if the rate of GST is 18%, then the rate of IGST is 18%. Therefore, according to the nature of supply, GST is divided into two parts: intrastate or intra-union territory transaction and interstate transaction. So, in case of intrastate transaction, a customer have to pay both the SGST plus CGST. Similar way, a customer of Union Territory have to pay both the UGST plus CGST. But in case of interstate transaction, a customer have to pay only IGST to the central government. And this is the basic difference of intrastate and interstate transaction. Okay. A customer have to pay GST in different rate. The GST rate structure is given below. Goods and services are divided into 5 slabs for collection GST. First one is essential items including food. Rate of GST is 0%. Second one is common use items and the rate of GST is 5%. Next, standard rate 12%. Then maximum goods and all services standard rate 18%. And at last, luxury and sin items 28%. Okay. In next slide, I will provide some list of products with particular GST rate. Okay. First one is at the rate of 0%. The products are fresh vegetable, fruits, milk, eggs, curd, lassi and etc. In 5% GST rate, the products are sugar, tea, edible oil, domestic LPG, etc. And in 18% GST rate, the products are hair oil, toothpaste, soap, pasta, computers, printers, soup and so on. And in 28% GST rate, the products are chewing gum, shaving cream, deodorant, aftershave, hair shampoo, ceramic tiles and etc. Now I will solve two basic problems on GST to show you how GST is act in our daily life. So first one is a dealer in Bhopal, say X, supplies goods and services with rupees 8,000 to Y, a person in Indore, MP. If the rate of GST is 28%, find the central GST, state GST and integrated GST. So, it is a case of intrastate supply as the goods and services are supplied within the same state MP. So the tax will be equally divided between CGST and SGST. Okay, here the rate of GST is 28%. So if we divide 28, then it will be 14%. Therefore CGST will be 14% of rupees 8,000 and it is 1,120. And similarly, the state GST will be 14% of 8,000 and it is also 1,120. Okay, and it is a problem of intrastate. So here integrated GST is not applicable. So here integrated GST is nil. Okay. Now problem 2 is A is a dealer in Bhopal. He supplies goods and services rupees 8,000 to B in Agra, UP. If the rate of GST is 28%, find the tax levied under. Okay, here Bhopal and UP are two different states. So it is a case of interstate transaction. Okay, therefore here CGST and SGST is not applicable. Since it is a interstate transaction problem, so here only integrated GST applicable, and therefore integrated GST is 28% of 8,000, that is 2,240. Okay. So for today this is up to here, and next day we will solve more problems on GST. So bye, and if you like my teaching, then subscribe my channel to get more videos like this.